religious side of things, it means unfavorable merit. It means receiving something you're not necessarily earned to get, but because of God's love is so great that it's given to you. Much as you sometimes with your children give in and give them something maybe you feel like they haven't deserved, but your love overwhelms the action and you end up giving to them. Another line that I love is out of the Course in Miracles, and it says, just a moment of grace burns all karma. It's a beautiful. I discover grace all around me when I open my eyes, my mind, and my heart to its presence. Grace reminds me that God's love is active everywhere and every moment. Grace can be as quiet as a whisper. It's in the love I hear in the voice of someone dear and in the warmth and tenderness of a comforting touch. Grace is in the heartfelt welcome I receive when I invited into a friend's home. It's the bless I feel when I know I truly belong. God is the heart of all grace and goodness and kindness and action, always mine to receive and give in kind. My growing awareness inspires me to share this activity of God generously by calling it into expression. The scripture is Acts 20 and 32. And now I commend you to God and to the message of his grace, a message that is able to build you up and give you the inheritance among all who are set aside for his purpose and use. Let's all say the word grace. Grace. There's a scripture I'm going to have you say this. My grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient. It's an honor to turn this over to Greg and to have his wonderful ability to create. He is a creator, no doubt about it. We're very blessed to have Greg here as our music director and all that he gives to us each and every Sunday. Now we're going to allow him to bring forth on his own creation, and I know that we're all going to be in for a great blessing. So join with me in giving a nice welcome to Greg as he comes forth this morning.
The wardrobe change here.
Wardrobe change.
This is what's known as a handsomely mounted production. And you can dance during this first number if you like. Come on, Bonnie. Show them how it's done. The Planet Family. I got all the comments in me. The Planet Family. Look up everybody and see. Mercury is our fleet little neighbor. Venus on love's throne. Mars is red, said to be an invader. Could be our next home. Jupiter reigning and Saturn ringleader. But the butt of jokes is mispronounced poor Uranus. Neptune so cold, Pluto so remote. The Planet Family. I got all my comments in me. The Planet Family. Look up everybody and see, there they are, the Planet Family. I got all my comments in me. The Planet Family. Look up everybody and see. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Well, heavenly greetings to everyone. I'm your favorite star, known as the sun. But you can call me Uncle Saul. I'm sort of like a bartender. I keep all of you planets lit and in line. This galactic Thanksgiving, I want you to think of yourselves as lights of the round table, seated by the proximity of your orbits. Let's learn something about ourselves and about each other, with the exception of Earth, which is a long discussion for another time. So, closest to me is Mercury, named for the Roman god of commerce, Mercurius. He's also known as the god of communication, divination, traveling, and thievery. So it sounds like bankers and politicians have some mercury in their thermometer. One more thing, he's the one who guides souls to the underworld. So if you wake up one morning and see him at the foot of your bed, in the words of Richard Pryor, cancel Christmas. Mercury, the planet, can sometimes be observed as a pinlight in the east before sunrise and in the west after sunset. He's a little dimmer than Venus, which is not unusual in male and female matchups. A Mercurian year is 176 days, but because of the unique tilt of its axis, if you were on the planet itself, you would only witness one day every 2 years. So if you really love sleep and want to catch up to your dog in age, this might be the place for you. However, the temperatures range between negative 280 and negative 800 degrees, so you can forget packing the string bikini. So for a second, let's close our eyes and listen to the actual sounds emanating from the planet itself. Let it speak to you in its unique way. Okay, you can open your eyes. And now let's meet one of Earth's next door neighbors. Venus, named for the goddess of fertility, beauty, love, desire, and sex. Hey, Venus, would you change places with Mercury, sit next to Uncle Saul? No, I'm just kidding. Uncle Saul loves all his planets equally. Venus is as loved as she is loving. Her legend is the champagne launch of countless religions, festivals, and songs. We could all use some more Venus in our lives. The planet is a true lady of mystery. She can sometimes be seen in the daytime by the naked eye and even cast shadows. Her surface temperature is 867 degrees, so she is truly one hot mama. Her atmosphere is 96% carbon dioxide and swathed in sulfuric acid with a surface pressure akin to being submerged 3,000 feet in an Earth ocean. Nice girl. Things aren't always as they appear in life and in the telescope. So now let's close our eyes once again and listen to Venus's song, calling to us from her shrine of light. One thing that's sort of interesting to note is how those are rhythmic sounds, and that was not anything that was altered. Those are rhythmic sounds that actually come unaltered from the planet. So next, we go to Mars. Mars is our second next-door neighbor. He's named for the Roman god of war and agriculture. Reminds one of the tobacco companies in that regard. But let us press on. Known as the red planet because of the tint caused by the iron oxide in its makeup. He's the one closest to Earth in many aspects. And thus, it's always a matter of speculation whether intelligent life can be found there. A question likewise posed about the Earth. It's dusty. Water only flows beneath the surface, though the soil could support life. It's like those summer camps your parents made you go to. Its seasons are the most Earth-like of all the planets. And even though it gets down to negative 225 degrees at the polar ice caps, it can get up to a toasty 35 degrees in the equatorial summer. Once again, close your eyes and lose yourself in the otherworldly tones from your sister planet. So those are sounds from Mars. Next comes Jupiter, named for the god-king ruler of the sky and lightning. He's said to be the holy witness to oaths, so when you end your pledge with, "May lightning strike me," you better believe the king is here to back that up. Jupiter, the planet, is comprised mostly of hydrogen and helium, and it is referred to as a gas giant. A sobriquet we can all relate to after consuming squash casserole at Thanksgiving dinner. Its signature red spot is the result of a giant storm that has been raging for hundreds of years. With a magnetic pull 4 times that of Earth, a visitor there could consider themselves well grounded. Now close your eyes again and prepare to hear the planetary moanings from this giant globe. Okay, next comes Saturn, named for the god of dissolution, renewal, and liberation. It's in his honor that Saturnalia, the ancestor of Christmas, was launched. And let me take a moment to admonish you to keep Saturn in Saturnalia. Saturn, the planet, is known for its ice crystal rings and a dust-darkened landscape punctuated by windstorms. Come to think of it, I've just described every episode of Meet the Kardashians. Saturn has 82 moons in its orbit, so don't feel bad if you've only got 1 or 2 kids living at home. Once more, close your eyes and listen to the space notes from your distant relative. Okay. Next is Uranus, whose various alternate pronunciations have been a source of humor and shame for the solar system. Some linguists claim this unfortunate moniker has origins in words meaning either to rain or to urinate. In any event, he's the god of the sky, and if you see a rain cloud, personally, I'd run for cover. Uranus, the planet, is one of 2 ice giants in our solar system, and it has the coldest atmosphere, dipping down to a brisk negative 371 degrees, much like the center of the Thanksgiving turkey you forgot to thaw in the fridge. It's worthy of note that in March of 2020, NASA reported that Uranus emitted a large atmospheric magnetic bubble into space. Its official name is a plasmoid. Now, unless Gentile Company, you know what I'd call it. I know what you'd call it. Let's just say that my theory is it most definitely found its way to Earth, where it landed, exploded, and established the tone for all that followed. Uranus is impossibly cold, wreathed in methane and ammonia, but in its core possibly flow lakes of liquid diamond. We all have someone like that in our planet family. Close your eyes and hear the music from this icy sphere. Okay, that's a little song there from our planet family. Next is Neptune. Neptune is named for the god of the sea and freshwater. Neptunalia, the festival in his honor, was celebrated by drinking wine and salacious cavorting under wooden huts. We know it today as spring break in Key West. The planet's existence was initially postulated mathematically and then finally observed by telescope in 1846. Methane accounts for its blue countenance with some unknown component, making it a deeper hue than its brother ice planet Uranus. The strongest winds in the solar system manifest on its surface, attaining speeds of 1,300 miles per hour, almost enough to pressure wash some of Charlotte's grade C eateries. Neptune circles the sun once every 164 Earth years. So needless to say, a Neptunian first birthday party is precious and rare. It has a region of icy subplanets around it called the Kuiper Belt, which becomes destabilized by Neptune's gravity, much like our own belts become destabilized by the gravity of our holiday treats. Close your eyes yet again and listen to the vibrations from our windswept cousin in the sky. Okay, lastly, make sure we save some potatoes for poor little Pluto in the furthest seat away. He's named for the ruler of Hades, but he's thought of more as a greeter than a condemning presence. Though on the furthest periphery, I'm sure we've sensed him in these trying times. This dwarf planet is basically a small chunk of icy rock, 1/3 the volume of the moon. Astonishingly, one of its own moons, Charon, may have the necessary components for the emergence of life. Paradoxically, though he's the embodiment of outer darkness, he's a pretty colorful fellow on his surface, sporting colors ranging from white to charcoal gray to dark orange. It bears a resemblance to certain famous political figures in that regard, but I'll leave it at that. He's still part of the family. Close your eyes one last time and witness the oral testimony of our loneliest brother in the solar system. Finally, I've taken all these sounds, tweaked, and tuned them to where they all play in harmony. As you listen to this planetary symphony, may I humbly suggest that we likewise tune and tweak ourselves to live in harmony with everyone and everything in our orbit. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for the use of the hall.
Best science
What a-
class ever.
Nice little journey through our solar system. It's exciting. Thank you. Some Energetics, our tuning fork company, has tuning forks of every planet in the frequencies. And we sometimes do workshops in which we all tone to the different sounds and vibrations of the planets and what they mean in the sense of parts of our own nature and character. Because I believe that we carry all the planets within ourselves, as above, so below. So as the universe is, so is the universe in its most minute form within ourselves. When you think of things like a electron spinning around a nucleus, and you start seeing the protons, you can see this microcosm of the macrocosm, it's called. So thank you for doing this, and I think it was a wonderful way for us to realize who we are in the sense of all of this being manifested into this wonderful planetary experience that we call Earth, that we're not as separate and far away from things as we think we are. But as the scripture says, the word is nigh thee, even in thine own mouth. So thank you so much for reminding us. Our sounds, I don't know where you got yours from, NASA? Yes. The story is that NASA did not know, because of the old Newtonian idea that empty space was empty. They just assumed, but for some reason they put these microphones and things out there just kind of see what happened. And the bottom line was that they found that there was no empty space out there. Everything was connected by sound and vibrations, and moon bouncing off a planet sounds sometimes like crystal bowls and all of this wonderful sound, vibration and frequency that we sometimes do with all kinds of things like bells and chimes, and it just shows us that we are so connected. And
Time to let your heart light shine. Time to let your heart light shine.